Well, hello, Bren.
Hey Chris, how are you today? Welcome to Wednesday.
Oh, I see that my Twitch is on, so I'll mute that so we don't have to hear the echo, 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 echo. There we go. Everything's wonderful for me for the most part today. It's a lot of stuff going on out there and a lot of different directions to be taken. So a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, definitely. So it took a little bit longer to kind of get the stream up and going because I insisted on having my mix that I made be played at the beginning. So sorry about that, guys, but at least we've got that going. And just so you guys know who we are Dark to Light Media, and you are able to find us at um, all of the information that is on the um, card. I call it a card, but whatever you want to call it, but it's like an information graphic that gives you all of our contact information. And Chris is going to put that up on the screen in just a moment.
Sorry about that. Took a little sample. A little bit quiet, but we're good now.
Oh, okay. Did you hear everything I said about how you're putting up the card that has all of our information on and how everybody could reach us on our social medias?
Um, I am trying to right now see if that works. Oh, I don't see it. Flawed.
Hmm. Well, I can drop that in some of the Telegram chats that I know that I am in with some people. So, make sure that you say hi in the chat room. In here, though, that's definitely really, really important. I would love to be able to say hi to the people that are actually watching us because I have a feeling it's just Chris and I in the chat room and we're just like, oh, hey. So want to make sure it's not just him and I talking to each other while we're talking to each other while you guys are watching us talk to each other.
Mhm.
That sounds really, really weird. But so no, there's been a lot of just craziness going on in the world. I think Maricopa County, Arizona, finally finished up their election stuff. I have to double check to be sure. Um, Chris and I went over some. Of course, they would have to be Florida headlines if they weren't. If they were super crazy. They have to be Florida headlines because these headlines were absolutely crazy. And let's see what we got going on today. Let's see.
There
Oh,
we go.
they got some good recipes. Oh, we can learn a brief history of pickles.
You see a
Um,
brief history of pickles?
a brief history of pickles.
There it is. It's up now.
Oh, okay, good.
Can you have a brief history of pickles?
I don't know because it's a brief history of pickles, but they're from ancient times. So this is very interesting. This is the second day in a row that they've talked about deli counters having played a vital role in global culinary cultures.
Hmm.
Yesterday was about the Godfather sandwich, and today is about pickles. What's your guess for tomorrow?
Uh, just probably gonna dessert, like
Getting on okay,
a pastry or something. I'm gonna think
a pastry.
at
Oh
least
well,
a cupcake.
we a cupcake. We do have a recipe for soft chocolate chip cookies, which are actually my favorite. I just tend to underbake them so they're a little bit softer. Um, and let's see. Oh, okay. This is going to be a good question.
What happened?
I said this is going to be a good question. What do you think is the smartest insect in the world?
Um, The virus.
No, it's, it's not an
I'm kidding.
insect.
It's not a. It's not an insect. I'm just kidding.
No, no, you cannot Google it. You cannot use Google. You have to answer it.
I wasn't. I was saying hello in the dark light chat. YouTube.
Okay, I know
I'm gonna
you.
say praying mantis. I don't know.
They're pretty smart.
They're pretty scary, what they are.
Well, I mean, if you're the dude, they're pretty scary, I guess. But I
Well,
don't
next
know.
to the black widow, it encapsulates or it captures the woman species.
Well, no, the praying mantis is the female is who eats its male counterpart.
Yeah, like
Yep.
I said, it captures the female species.
Goodbye. Bye bye.
Bye bye. I told
Scared
you to
me.
leave. You didn't.
So, actually, it is the bee. Um, or let's see, what are they calling it? It's not a regular bee. It's a because you can't just call a bee anymore. They have to have all these categories. It is,
Bumblebee, wood carpenter me.
you know, that does exist. What is the smartest bug? It's a tricky question, and I don't think anyone will give you a straight answer to it, unfortunately. Um, so Mark Schauer, or Schauer, I don't even know how to say it. He's a biologist who specializes in invertebrates. He's being nice. It is, I fully acknowledge, a pretty stupid question, but when scientists themselves have, without using that phrase, been attempting to answer it and have been making progress, it is kind of funny when you think about it. It's like, with my dad, who's really incredibly intelligent, and then you ask him like the dumbest question in the world, and he just looks at you like, "Really? Are you kidding me right now?" But this is the weirdest sentence. Insect intelligence is an understudied field,
Hmm.
but a particularly weird and dynamic one where huge discoveries are being made almost every year. So here you go, guys. Here's a new job field for you: insect intelligence. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead and get your AAs at community college, and you're able to go and learn insect intelligence, and that's going to, help you learn about qualities such as problem solving, advanced communication, social skills, adaptability, and memory, and also physical traits like the comparative size of the brain or number of neurons in the brain, which is interesting because I never really thought about bees and brains together.
Hmm. You think
But hmm.
Facebook likes to put the two together? You said measure
Well,
them,
no, I mean, I've never put them together. Like I never really thought about like, oh, bees have brains. You know,
right?
I don't know why I don't associate that.
So you think bees are just stupid drones?
I, who knows? That one that I stepped on accidentally, I just kind of scuffed my heel up on it in Georgia. The thing was huge.
Excuse me.
It could have
Sorry.
been a drone.
Sorry.
You don't know.
Sorry.
You just don't know. So I do think bees are incredibly intelligent, and they know exactly what pollen they need to go get from what type of flower and bringing it back. They know exactly how to get back home. They know how to protect their queen. I mean, do you remember? Or oh gosh, okay, so COVID happened, and then what was it? The murder hornets,
Yep.
and then we saw the video about how honeybees killed murder hornets. We're like, whoa, that's
Well, I don't know how to make those little guns like that. That's weird. Little wax
so
guns, big shootouts.
right. But it was really interesting that they basically get so tightly wound up against the murder hornets. And those little suckers are huge too. So the murder hornets go in and they can destroy an entire hive of bees
Yep.
in like less than 2 minutes. And these bees are like, nah, not in my house. And they are able to get around the murder hornet, and they just, all they do is they vibrate. They just buzz, and it creates enough heat that the murder hornet cannot take it, and it just dies.
Oh wow.
And so that led me to kind of researching other things, which led me to finding just
Huh.
like, is it possible for the vibration or the vibrational frequency of bees to be used for electricity? And that answer turned out to be yes. And then there's a place in New York that does it, and then there's a place in Great Britain that does it at the Royal British Gardens. It's called the QKEW Gardens, and they have this beautiful structure that's made. It looks like a beehive, and they have little LED lights that are kind of like twinkle fairy lights, and they have a huge honey or a huge beehive collection, not like right where people go, but a little bit off the site of the structure. And as the bees go about their work and they vibrate, they actually light up the, little fairy lights and things like that. And at one point in time, they were trying to show how the bees and humans could all work in synchrony. And so they had some symphony orchestra players come out with like a viola and a cello and a bass, kind of like a little string quartet, and the string quartet would play to the rhythm of the bees, vibration and humming, and the lights going on and off. And now they play that for the bees, and it makes them create more honey for some reason. I found that to be very interesting. And Frank Bacon actually, are you laughing?
Sorry.
This is a very serious topic for me. I spent a year studying this, because I found it so incredibly interesting that you can take just the vibration of bees and turn it into an alternate form of getting electricity, which is far different than Tesla's theory, which somehow he harnessed into Nixon's head about electricity through the surface of the earth as a free form of electricity. How about some bees, and you get all kinds of extra, plentiful byproducts that are really good for you.
And get rid of murder hornets.
I think they kind of went away on their own.
Well, the first website I went to take a look at the honeybees killing murder hornets said at 404 it's gone.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep. So I'm laughing over here.
Um,
You're like, are you laughing at me?
well, I thought you were laughing at me because I like really like studying about these
Oh no,
bee, bee cultures and
they're already gone. I was like, they're gone.
well, I mean, the thing about that is like they kind of did come in and out pretty fast, but it was like, all right, COVID, step one, step two, murder hornets, step three. It was like, it kind of became a joke, like, what's the next thing? Zombies, and it was like something happened, something went bad at some point. Where we're like, oh, okay, we were really just kidding.
Wow.
And so there was like a meme somewhere that was like, wait, I thought we were next, and it was like a bunch of aliens. I thought we were next. So,
That's funny.
oh my goodness, but no, so aside from that, I'm trying to think.
I did.
Um,
I did find them.
oh, you found them?
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason my video is buffering. Let me check something real quick.
So strange.
Yeah, I don't
Holy
know.
God, they're huge.
I know they're, again, the size of my hand, which is, when you say your hand is so small and tiny.
Oh.
He usually goes grocery shopping with me on the phone, or I go grocery shopping with him on the phone. And as I come across little things, I'm like an ADD squirrel, and I'm just like, street taco shells. I've never seen these before in the store. Why are they so little? Why are they so weird?
Right?
Like, what do you do with them? Like, they're little teeny tiny taco shells, and I'm just like, that seems like a waste of time. You're gonna eat like six of them because you're hungry. You might as well just make one in a burrito shell.
Right.
So it just, it's one of those things. So I don't know.
So here's the this murder hornets. How big that sucker is. It was huge.
I was like, I don't see anything yet.
Oh God, that's a big old critter.
That's not a murder hornet. That's
No,
like a
I know, but it was on here a
okay.
second ago.
Okay. I'm like, that's like a murder grasshopper. Which I am also terrified of those too, by the way.
Huh.
Grasshopper.
Oh, we have those here. These guys.
What are those?
They're like big, like they call them Jerusalem bugs or something like that. They're huge,
Oh, are those like the death beetles
like
that
little
make that?
potato bugs. Yeah, things.
Mm, that's pinchers.
Whoa.
Mm, it's a grass bug, a grass stick bug. What do they call those stick bugs?
Well, I think it was a praying mantis, but you could call it
No,
that.
that's a stick. No, no, no. Praying mantises don't look like that.
He,
That's like a stick bug.
I don't know. It looked more like a branch bug.
That's a whole tree bug.
Pretty big. Whoa, it's not real.
Okay, yeah, no, this did not have murder hornets in it.
Well, they're huge, but yeah, here they go.
Yeah, they were pretty big. They were pretty big. Yeah, I see that they're all of them are going out. They're going, oh my god, there's a big old hornet in our house. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, they got mad.
Yeah,
Whoa.
they're
Oh,
killing our babies. Our babies.
so are they still around, or did they disappear back into the Mandela effect?
I haven't seen or heard about them anymore, so they may have gone away. If anybody knows any differently, feel free to let us know. I have not heard about them in a very long time, but see how they're gathering around it,
Yeah.
and see they're just like we're gonna vibrate on you till you're dead.
Huh. That's so strange.
It's because they can't withstand that body temperature when it's that high, when it's
Mm-hmm.
too hot.
Kokusama.
So, hmm
Oh, that's crazy.
I know, but it's a very interesting way that I mean, out of nowhere, I'd never heard of a murder hornet. I don't think you had either, and you've been to other countries. So,
Yeah. Well, just
had you ever seen anything like that when you were serving in overseas?
yeah. Actually, all those bugs and frogs and stuff from the of Noah's time and the plagues, they didn't
Hmm.
leave.
Oh,
They're still there.
that's nice.
They're hiding in the desert in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, you walk out of the building, you're like, where the hell these frogs come from?
Yeah,
Everywhere, and big giant,
frogs.
big giant bugs. The flies there don't die like normal flies do here in America. Like you put a little bottle of water, and the fly gets in there, put the lid on it, and shake it a couple times, it drowns it. Those ones are zip rounding back out of the water like no big deal.
Yuck.
Yeah, you gotta put a little degreaser in there.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm good not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop into
Ooh.
let's see. I'll chat. Okay. Are you replaying that video again?
No, why? Like up there should be now you and I switched out, and now it should be the dark to light media
Oh,
thing.
okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And I was looking for some of my stuff. I do have that video of the sheep making the heart shape.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That was kind
Oh,
of a
yeah. Go ahead. What was the story behind that?
well, there was a sheep farmer that was not able to see his family because of COVID. So he can't even imagine how much time he must have spent training these sheep to do this. But oh my goodness, I think it's the cutest thing that they just know where to go. And he must have had one hell of a sheepdog to help herd these sheep to do it. But he, I just think it's adorable. But yeah, it was just he filmed it with a drone and sent the message to his family that he was not able to go see, and he's hoping to be reunited with them again soon. But I just saw it as, sometimes we just need to be reminded that there are good things in this world, even when everything is looking so bleak and awful. And
Right.
it's a really good reminder coming up here pretty soon. I mean, today's 8th, and we're coming up really quickly on the 20th anniversary of
Yeah.
9/11. And I mean, I was telling you yesterday, like, I remember exactly where I was standing in a parking lot going to work, where the acorns were under my feet, how it smelled outside, what I was wearing, how full my gas tank was. It was like that moment in time is frozen forever in my brain.
Hmm.
And it's just one of those things. So, if that video is something that can bring just a little reminder that there is still, you know, love out
Hmm.
in the world, whether it's sheep making a heart, you know, there is still some love and kindness out there.
Ready?
I'm ready to go for it.
I'll probably get a strike for that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just glad that I was able to finally get that for you. Sorry.
It's okay.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Remind you of all the sheep herding you used to do?
No, we didn't have sheep.
You big giant dogs.
Yes, we did. We had a bull mastiff terrier and a German shepherd, and then we had the horses, of course, of course.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So what's going on in your neck of the woods out in California? How's that? What was the name of that fire?
strawberry.
It's over in Strawberry something, California, and I had it written down. It was like they called it something. It was like
Burnt wood.
the what?
Burnt wood.
Brentwood? Is that really where is that? Is
Burnt
Brentwood? Oh, Brentwood.
wood.
I bet it was.
Yep. I'm looking for some good old fashioned reminders of the past. So one of the things that it bothers me is, well, um, 9/11. You know,
It was tough for a lot of people.
it's
And
our,
I think it really changed how it changed and it shaped how we in America lived and appreciated one another. And I think that was the first time, because I never lived in a wartime. It was the first time that I felt like, wow, this is what my country's supposed to be like. We're all supposed to rally around each other and be friendly neighbors. All right, it's exactly how I want my kids to, this is what I want for my kids and how I want them to grow up. And,
hmm,
it didn't last so long, did it?
yeah. Check the audio real quick. Keep going.
My audio?
I'm gonna check the audio because it
Okay, gotcha.
looks like there
Yeah.
might be an echo or something when we get there. Way down,
By the water.
down,
By the water.
down. Hello?
Yes.
That's on me right now. But let's see here. That's muted. Go ahead and talk, Brent.
Hello.
You should be okay. Oh, maybe we're okay.
Yeah. See, you're more than just the IP hunter. You're also the audio guy.
Yeah. Because if I screw it up, she'll kill me. Please.
I am pretty hard on him as far as the stuff goes with this. I'm like, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. And
Oh,
we're not even close.
oh, never. No, not at all.
But if you aim to be perfect every time, then, you know.
Then you're just Chris. So, just a real recap on some history here, and why the Obama administration and Biden administration are not our friends. And for the whole 9/11 Benghazi thing, and the first time, 2001, Twin Towers stuff, and that alarm going off in my ear right now, telling me that I need to remind.
Yes, I know. I'm supposed to leave to go get the
Yep.
kids.
So, we are behind Al Qaeda. We are behind ISIS. We are behind all of that stuff. America funded it, trained it, made it happen. We are the terror across the world. Okay, this guy right here, he went over to Syria and he got ISIS set up. Unfortunately, that's the truth. These guys here were the first group of people doing it. They were mercenaries. Okay, ISIS was a contractor company, and I believe still is in the United States, when Arizona and DC. This is a picture of ISIS that these guys right here were training in the United States. That ass jack right there. U.S. Special Forces sabotage White House policy gone disastrously wrong with covert ops in Syria. So what's happening is these guys were training these guys to be bad guys out there, and those bad guys ended up fighting our guys that trained them. And they're like, what the hell, man? When you see counterinsurgency, it's not quite what you think it is.
Right.
So, there was 9/11. Then there was Benghazi. Benghazi was the 10-year anniversary and the re-establishment of the contract with Muslim Brotherhood, and they had to have a sacrifice. Okay, guess what? 20 years, 10-year again, coming up. Why do you think Taliban got all those weapons? Because they're our guys. Okay. I'm sorry. And proof? What's that? You want proof? This is some of the documentation that was released by DIA. General Flynn was there. Current events, proxy war. Basically, what's going to happen if we go into the war there in Syria? Turkey's going to be backed up by China and Russia, and it's not going to work out well for us. And it didn't work out the other two times we tried. Create the ideal atmosphere for Al Qaeda in Iraq. That's what AQI means. To return to the old pockets of Mosul and Ramadi, and will provide a renewed momentum under the presumption of unifying the jihad among Sunni, Iraqi, and Syrian. Basically, it creates ISIL. ISIL is when you finally put together the continent or the country of Islam. And so all Muslims are supposed to come together for that purpose in itself to make it happen and bury their differences. This documents from Libya, and talks about all the stuff that we're supplying the different terrorist groups and weapons and stuff, and they're shipping them into Syria to actually Turkey to Syria on boats, and that's why um, we had Ambassador Stevens and 3 other people die, is because they were in the wrong place at the right time when bad guys took advantage of it. Muslim Brotherhood. Where's Muslim Brotherhood in the United States today? CARE. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter and CARE. That's where they are now. Anyways, this document was released by accident and a FOIA request. And this is proof that I'm putting forward to show that happens. And who's behind it? McSatan. And who's he with? Stevens. Okay, Stevens, I believe, was on the bad end of the stick there. I think he didn't want to go along with a lot of that stuff, and that's why he didn't make it out. What's this? ISIS. Al-Baghdadi. McStain. Meeting. It's going to happen again, folks. We need to be prepared. Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt and Syria. This guy here, nice beard. He's a brother just like that, too. And there's this Awan guy. Black Bloc. Look familiar?
Hey, I know who knows how to sell that stuff.
What's that?
I know a guy who knows how to sell that stuff.
Yeah, you do, huh? He's
Yeah.
American, isn't he?
He says.
Right? Well, same thing with Antifa. Same tactics, same thing, same MO. Ukraine, Egypt, Syria, Libya, Lebanon. So CIA paperwork telling them how to do the tactics. Yep, nice, good stuff. Saw this right here, right when I found out he was running for vice president. I'm like, no, he's a bad guy. They're together. Look at that. Run away. Like I said, I had a friend of mine for my year in Iraq want to get out of there. He was an interpreter. And McStain came up to him and said, hey, I'll help you out. And I said, well, if you're going to do that, I got to tell you what you're up against. And I showed him those pictures. He's like, oh, hell no. No, hell no. So just real quick, I wanted to make sure we went over some of those things. And we need to be aware that on September 12th, September 11th this year, I believe, potential for an attack of some sort that was orchestrated by our government yet once again. We need to get those people out of there.
That and not only that, but the 12th or the 11th rather is they named it Patriot Day.
Right.
And then on top of that, they've canceled all gatherings, religious or otherwise. So like you can't even go to New York to go to the memorial site of the buildings, which is a load of shit if you ask me. But I mean, so we can't gather, but not because COVID, but because they're afraid of terrorist activity,
right.
Which is okay. So forego the COVID because we're afraid of terror.
Well,
okay.
If you're Black Lives Matter and Antifa, you're okay. You don't get the virus when you're protesting. Just if you're a patriot.
Right, because it only comes out at night.
Right. And just patriots get it.
Right, only patriots. Exactly.
Right.
So, I think the biggest thing that personally, because I'm kind of the calendar maker person, the biggest thing I need to hear back from you guys on is what kind of information and content can we bring to you? My goal is to bring breaking news, relevant news, um, and have it be more of like a news streaming aggregate site that gives you all the news that the real news people don't want you to know. And when our website's done, it will have not only a video vault with all of our videos in them, stored in it. Um, but it will also have articles that have been written and, researched and written, based off the work that Chris does already with all of his IP hunting that he does, um, and some other projects and activities that we work on. So, there's all kinds of different things we can talk about, but without knowing what you, as our viewer, are interested in learning or knowing, um, it's kind of hard to pick a target, if you will, to know what you guys want. So drop a comment. Let us know what you guys would like us to cover or not cover, um, like at all ever. Um, I
No
mean,
more murder hornets.
I don't know more murder hornets ever. Um, I mean, we both tell some pretty crappy mom and dad jokes. We're both pretty good cooks, so we give some good recipes. Aside from that, he's a veteran. I'm a mom. I just know things and I do the things. So, um, I guess, my Wednesday thought, that was one of the things in the description, was Wednesday thought. My Wednesday thought is that going forward into the back half of this week, um, 20 years ago, something really scary happened to our country that changed us and changed the shape of our thoughts and how we felt about our safety in our own country. And I wish it didn't happen, but I know that had it not happened, we wouldn't understand the gravity of the choices we make when we elect people, and why it is so important to have confidence when you vote, and have it that that there is election integrity. So for me, that's what it all boils down to. And if you feel like there's people out there not fighting for you to have your confidence in your vote and election integrity, you are so wrong. There are probably hundreds of thousands of people working to secure those things for you.
Yep.
Um, we just had a guy on the other night who is amazing at what he's doing right now, and the information he has is great. And I mean, I'm still blown away by him. Hey, if we could get this, do you think you could have it, penetration tested? If we could get this, could you have an expert test it and look at it and see if it could be corrupted? Like, you're just going to give us stuff to have us look at it? Okay, fun. Experiment time. Um, so I just, you know, it's hard to think positive when we're coming up on big anniversaries like this. So, um, just take it, if it's really, really hard for you, just take it one step, one breath and one step at a time, one day at a time, and know that, we're all here together, and we all chose to be here for a reason, even if we don't understand why, but we're all still here, and we're all here to support one another. So if you need help, reach out. It doesn't have to be to us, just reach out to anybody. There's a ton of people that worry and care and love about, or love, all of us. And I say all of us, meaning all of us within, the people that are awake and know what's going on in the world and understand it and understand what's behind it all. So if you need help, reach out. And, um, if it is to us, we'll do everything we can. Um, if you're a veteran and you need help, Chris is a veteran, and we know some other veterans that might be able to, put in contact with you as well, because you're no less important than me or anybody else. Um,
It can be very tough for people.
yeah, it can be. So, but on a positive note, because of how this world was shaped 20 years ago, um, my daughter had just turned 1 year old. Um, I had just taken her that weekend because I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, 20 years ago, 9/11 was on a Monday,
Yep.
right? Monday? Okay.
20 years ago Monday. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I had just taken her. This is back when Nordstrom's offered your baby's first pair of shoes, like real shoes, like walking shoes,
Mm-hmm.
when they turned 1 year old. And so I had just taken her to go get fitted for her first pair of real, big girl shoes. She was not having any part of that. So I had to promise her that we would go to Cheesecake Factory, and she's only 1 year old.
You promised her Cheesecake Factory?
I'm like, yeah, I did, because it was the shoes, and then she got to have special cake because you're not supposed to. I won't say you can't. You're not supposed to. My pediatrician advised me, so I was trying really hard to follow the rules and not break my first child. So no dairy, no milk, no nothing, and cheesecake is part of those products. So I said, we'll go and we'll get special cake. Just please keep your shoes on and stop crying so we can get out the store. And yeah, so we went to Cheesecake Factory, and I let her point at the cheesecake that she wanted. And of course, it was the one with all the strawberries on the top. And she just turned 21 years old, and she still loves that cheesecake. And she's all grown up. And in the
Well,
last 21 years, this world has changed so much for the better and for the worse, for the better again.
grown up is a relative term, I'm just going to say.
Yeah, very true.
Because
Very,
a lot of
very
times I'm all grown up and sometimes I'm not.
Sometimes you're not. That is a very true statement too.
What the? Like, you're grown up?
Most of the time.
Yeah, okay.
Most
You
of
are,
the
you are,
time.
you are really, in all fairness, you are. So, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I do try.
It's a chick thing.
Well, I mean, I think we're just inherently more bossy and grown up than most people when we're born.
Yeah, chicks totally started that bossy thing way early. Boys are like, why are you yelling at me? I know I'm dumb. It's okay. I've been like this forever. My dad and mom
No,
tell me that all the time.
no. Oh my gosh, I hope not.
No, I'm just having fun with the moment.
No.
Do you have to get going there soon?
Well, I was gonna say I'm gonna switch over to my phone really quickly. So, if you give me one quick second to do that,
Okay.
close
1 second.
that
Did you
out.
want me to go over any other information?
Yeah, like whatever you got.
Okay. And you're just gonna hang out and then chime in. Like go fight,
What
go
I'll do
fight, go.
is, let
That's
me
just
see here.
gonna be some Dominion voting stuff.
Um, Hang
Or
on.
is there something
Our
else?
our our friend just said, um, I'll forward that to you. Um, our friend that was on the other night forwarded me that thing that Anthony Sabatini was going for. And so what I'll do, anyway, what I will do is I'm going to hop on to where we're connected
Uh huh.
on my phone. And that's the only place I need to be, right?
Yeah, mine's on.
Okay, I'm just making sure that's all the only place I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me one quick. Where are you? And there, and there.
Hi there. B writes back. I don't know who thought about giving you that last name, but that was not the right idea.
Okay.
Somebody
Mhm.
had the wrong idea, not the right idea. Hello. So, okay, you're off doing your stuff, and I guess that doesn't already hail silver away. And I will flip through to my stuff, and you were going to send me something so that I could not.
Yeah, probably, but I can't hear you on my Zoom and my phone.
Huh, that's interesting. How about now? Wow, that's a neat sound.
Oh,
Can you hear it now?
yeah.
Okay. I'm going to mute this one here. See, make sure that's not causing any problems. So, I wasn't quite sure where I was supposed to look for that thing that was going to be
It's
sent to me.
what was it?
I thought you were going to send something to me.
For what?
Somebody from the other night or cryptic,
Oh,
cryptic.
yes, because it's cryptic for a reason.
Okay. Um, so I shouldn't go over this stuff, or should?
Go over your stuff. It has nothing to do with this stuff.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I said, go ahead and go over your stuff. It has nothing to do with this stuff.
Okay. Fly careful. Hope your arms don't get tired.
Mm-hmm.
Desktop.
Okay.
I have to call it quickie.
Now I've got to figure out which one is me to leave. I'm gonna leave. Ooh, should I just leave this open?
Hmm. Ah, there it is. Yep. Run like the devil.
Can you hear me?
Very, very slightly. It's not very good. Um, actually, you know what? I think we're gonna have to call it.
I don't know how to change my audio here. Hang on. Because my microphone is as loud as it will go.
Yeah, and mine too. We're gonna have to call it right now.
Okay. We'll save the Dominion stuff for tomorrow then.
Yep.
And I really want people to let us know what they want us to talk about so that we can get some really juicy topics. I don't care if it's celebrity gossip or whatever, but we're here to give you news on stuff and chit chat or whatever. But this is just kind of us trying to get back on track, make sure everything was working sound wise, and apparently that's not the case because I'm still too low. But then again, I don't know. We probably need a second opinion on that too.
Well, I think we can fix some of that pretty easily. We'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah.
Well, until tomorrow, I bid you adieu.
Yes. I hope everybody has a good evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Hopefully at 1:30 on time, without any delays in the broadcasting. And I wish you all a good evening.
Thank you, and you too. Anna polka polka polka.
And
Bye
I'm
bye.
just Bryn.